Hey guys, so Apple is wasting no time releasing iOS 16.3 Developer Beta 1. Now, this update comes 24 hours after the release of iOS 16.2. So, of course, in this video, I wanted to share with you guys what's new with iOS 16.3 Developer Beta 1. And I also want to talk about the expected release dates for this software. So, let's just dive right into this video. Now, as always, if you would like to stay up to date with the latest iOS news and Apple software updates, of course, don't forget to subscribe and make sure you turn on those notifications so that you don't miss another episode. Now, as per usual, aside from iOS 16.3 Developer Beta 1, Apple has updated most of their platforms. So iPadOS 16.3 is available for iPads. Of course, macOS 13.2 Beta 1 is available for the Mac. WatchOS 9.3 Beta 1 is available for the Apple Watch. And tvOS 16.3 Developer Beta 1 is available for the Apple TV. Now, an interesting note here is that developers do need to enable the developer mode here, as you can see right there. So developer mode needs to be enabled for developers to test their software on iOS 16.3, which we'll talk about here in just a few seconds why I believe this is happening. Now, iOS 16.3 is anywhere from 5 to 5.5 gigs of a download. Now, keep in mind, this is reinstalling the entire operating system, so you're not going to be losing 5 gigs from your device, but rather this is simply overwriting the entire OS. And here is the latest build. There it is, iOS 16.3 Developer Beta 1 is 20D5024. Now, the latest build number, of course, indicates we have a ton of software here to test. This software could be released next year, of course. It is the end of December. Apple will most likely not release another beta until maybe the second week of January, so the week of the 9th of January 2023. So we have plenty of time for testing here, and this software will most likely hit our devices sometimes in February, maybe even March, who knows. So this software could go a long time. Keep in mind, the holiday season is here, and Apple typically doesn't work, so this extends the beta testing process. So just keep in mind that this software won't be available to the public for quite some time, and we have a lot to talk about here. And I want to start off with what to expect with iOS 16.3 that we haven't seen yet on the iPhone. And I want to start off with Apple Pay Later. Apple Pay Later is still in development. Apple did not launch this with 16.2, so we're still expecting Apple Pay Later, where you can purchase something and then gradually pay it over time with your Apple Card. Now, we're also expecting an Apple savings account that could be linked to your Apple Card as well, so that you can go ahead and do that with your Apple account as well. Now, another thing we're looking forward to with iOS 16.3 is security keys for Apple IDs. So rather is a physical key that you insert into a computer, or an NFC key where you can go ahead and save those to a device and then later physically log in with your Apple ID. This is something that we're looking forward to. So iOS 16.3 will bring security keys to the iPhone, which is something that I'm really looking forward to. Now, there's also a rumor that Apple is working on an Apple Music Classic. So iOS 16.3 could bring Apple Music Classic, a new category tier of music for Apple Music subscribers. We're still waiting to see if Apple will enable that on this software. We haven't really seen any glance of that just yet. Another feature that we were hoping to see with iOS 16.2, but Apple did not launch with the software, is custom accessibility mode. Now, this feature, of course, will expand on the accessibility features currently existing on the iPhone, and this is also aimed to be launched with iOS 16.3, so I'm happy to report that. And for those of you that continue to ask, advanced data protection, it is currently available within the US and Canada. We'll see some expansion for advanced data protection, so you can go ahead and encrypt a lot more data that you upload to the cloud. So this feature is coming with iOS 16.3 for other countries around the world. Apple hasn't specified as of yet which countries will be making the list, but Apple will most likely expand on advanced data protection. Another great feature I'm looking forward to with iOS 16.3 is iMessage contact key verification. Now, let me explain how this feature works. So let's say you constantly text back and forth with your favorite friend, right? But let's say a hacker hacks into your friend's Apple ID and tries to contact you, impersonating your friend. Well, your iPhone will be able to detect if a new device was added, and therefore you can sort of ask your friend personally, hey, did you switch iPhone? Because my iPhone is telling me that you're messaging me from an unknown device that has just recently been added to iMessage. That way you know if someone's trying to impersonate someone that you constantly talk to. So this aims, of course, to protect your data and so that no one sort of eavesdrops on your conversations and things you talk about with with your friends, right? So an awesome feature with iOS 16.3. By the way, as I was filming this video, it is confirmed security keys for Apple ID has been enabled with iOS 16.3. Just wanted to make that clear. Now, there's also one thing I do want to mention. Apple now requires developer mode to be enabled for developers to test their software. Yesterday, Mark Gurman has confirmed that Apple is working on allowing users to sideload applications onto their iPhones. And I will be talking about this on a separate video, but it looks like this is the first glance at Apple allowing maybe third-party websites to allow you to install apps on your iPhone like we do on the Mac. Maybe third-party app stores will be available on the iPhone. And as I mentioned, I have a video that I'm working on for iOS 16.3 and beyond. Of course, iOS 16.3 developer beta 1 is out. Public beta testers, you should see this populate within the next 24 to 48 hours, so make sure to stay tuned for my follow-up video. Thank you for watching, guys. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.